This is our IST 302 Group's Project Management Process Groups video, recorded on April 26, 2020. The Project Management Process Groups are a way to break down any information technology project into 5 phases in order to streamline the process and improve the odds of a project success. There are 5 main phases within the Project Management Process Groups. These phases are conception and initiation, definition and planning, launch or execution, performance and control, and the project close. There are multiple input and output documents within each of these 5 phases. This slide shows a brief overview of the 5 project phases. The initiating process phase involves defining and authorizing a project or a project phase. The planning process phase involves devising and maintaining a workable scheme and defining each knowledge area of the project. The executing process phase can be thought of as coordinating people and other resources within the project. Phase 4, monitoring and controlling process, is the measurement and monitoring of progress regularly and reporting on the performances. The final phase, closing processes, is when the project is formally accepted and ended efficiently. It is important to note that the phases within the process management project groups are not mutually exclusive. This means that phases can occur concurrently throughout a project, such as the monitoring and controlling phase, and phases such as the initiating and planning processes phase can occur concurrently for each project group. In addition, the amount of time spent in each phase of the process management project group varies from project to project. The project manager is able to apply the process groups for each major phase of a project, or just apply them to the entire project as a whole.
Hi, my name is Seok, and I'm going to talk more about process management process groups. Project managers are split into 2 categories: Alpha project managers, other project managers. Alpha project managers are considered elite project managers who typically lead more successful projects. The below table and following graphic depicts how much time each category typically spends in the project management process group phases. For initiating for Alpha project managers is 2%, and the other project manager is 1%. Planning for Alpha project manager is 21%, and other project manager is 11%. Executing for Alpha project and managers are 69%, and the other project manager is 82%. Monitoring and controlling for Alpha project managers is 5%, and other project manager is 4%. For closing for Alpha project managers is 3%, and other project managers 2%. So here's the graph below. These 2 graphs shows the differences between the time usage in Alpha project managers and other project managers. So Alpha project managers spend much more time planning and much less time executing within the project management process groups. So now I'm gonna talk about phase 1, which is initiating process. Can be thought of as defining and authorizing a project or project phase. Takes place during each phase of the project. There are 3 main parts of the initiating process: identifying project stakeholder, defining project charter, holding the kickoff meeting, and there are 3 main outputs of the initiating process phase. One is recognition of the new project charter, and stakeholder register. So here's phase 2, planning process. Involves devising and maintaining a workable scheme to ensure that the project addresses the organization's needs. Plans included in the process are scope management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan, and procurement management plan. These plans define each knowledge area as it relates to the project at a particular point in time. And there's an output of the planning process phases are project scope statement, work breakdown structures, which is WBS, milestones, project schedule in form of Gantt chart, and communication plan and risk management plan.
Hi, my name is Mohsin, and I will be discussing phase 3, the executing process. This phase involves coordinating people and other resources in order to carry out the various project plans and also to create the products, services, or results of the project or phase. 3 major focuses of this process are managing people, following processes, and distributing information. In this slide, I will be talking about Phase 3, executing process continued. Tasks such as developing teams, assigning resources, executing project management plans, procurement management project execution being carried out, project manager directing and managing project execution, setting up tracking systems, task assignments are being executed, status meetings being held, updating project schedules, and modifying project plans as needed will be completed as the actual work of the project is delivered. In this slide, I will be talking about Phase 4, monitoring and controlling processes. Monitoring and controlling processes is all about measuring and monitoring progress regularly to ensure that the project team meets the project objectives and progress against the plans and to take corrective action when necessary. It's also about reporting performance. So this is where the project stakeholders can identify any necessary changes that may be required to keep the project on track. In this slide, I will be talking about Phase 4, monitoring and controlling processes continued. This slide mainly focuses on key performance indicators, known as KPI. Project managers will use key performance indicators to determine if the project is on track. Project objectives measure if a project is on schedule, and a budget is an indication if the project will meet stakeholder objectives. Quality deliverables determine if the specific task deliverables are being met. Effort and cost tracking. So in this, project managers will account for the effort and the cost of resources to see if the budget is on track. This type of tracking informs a project manager if a project will meet its completion date based on its current performance. And finally, we have project performance. This monitors changes in the project. It takes into consideration the amount and types of issues that may arise and how quickly they are addressed. These could result from unforeseen circumstances and also scope changes.
Hi, my name is Hyun and I'll be presenting the outputs of monitoring and controlling process and closing process. The three main outputs of the monitoring and controlling process are performance reports, change requests, and updates to various plans. Performance reports include the project plan, the work results, and other project records. The project plan contains the WBS, the project scope and requirements, and other documentation that can be used to measure project progress and performance. The work result can be examined and measured for quality, time spent completing the work, and the budget required to complete the work results. Other project records are such as memos, product description, and other information relevant to the project. Second, change request. Change requests include recommended corrective and preventive actions and defect repairs. Corrective actions should result in improvement in project performance. Preventive actions reduce the probability of negative consequences associated with project risks. Defect repairs involve bringing defective deliverables into conformance with requirement. Last, updates to various plans. Changes regarding each plan must be updated according to change request. Phase 5, closing process. Closing process formalizes acceptance of the project or project phase and end the project efficiently. Administrative activities involved in this process are archiving project files, documenting lessons learned, and receiving formal acceptance of the delivered work as part of the phase or project. The output of the closing process include the formal acceptance of the work and creation of closing documents. The formal acceptance of the work also includes project document updates and transition of final product, service, or result. For project document updates, all project documents should be reviewed and marked as final versions. These documents will be the reference for the future projects. Also, final product, service, or result must be given to project sponsors with some type of project completion form. Second, creation of closing documents. Creation of closing documents includes final project report and organizational process set updates. Final project report is the summary level description of the project or phase regarding scope, quality, schedule, and cost objectives. It is also the summary of achievement of benefits and business model regarding the final project, service, or result, and risk or issues encountered. Also, the organizational process assets must be updated. The organizational process assets includes a list of project documentations, project closure documents, historical information, lessons learned report, and post-implementation review.
In this slide, we have our references and our works cited that we use for our project.